Now, you just haven't brought one painting, you've brought a number of paintings to the show, but I think we must look at this first. It's by Emil Carlsen, who was a Danish origin who came to America. Now, can you tell me something about the origin of this painting?
I can't tell you anything more than I inherited all three of them from my aunt and uncle. I think they bought all three when they were living in just outside of New York City.
Yes. Well, what I like about this painting in particular, well, I think it's almost like a kind of a holiday. I mean, it seems so tranquil and so sunny. Whereas quite often you see the fishing fleet, which is battling against some storm drama all around the British coast. And this, of course, has a kind of quite a different atmosphere. Also, I think that the space of the picture and that particular kind of palette does have some reference to kind of Danish origins.
Possibly.
Now, the signature we can see down here, Emil Carlsen.
Okay.
Now, value-wise, we're talking about something like £6,000 or £10,000 for this. Now, let's come on to the other pictures here and to this. This is by Thieme. That's right. And do you know anything about him?
Again, nothing really. I just know that he was an American, I believe,
Yes,
I'm fairly
that's right.
sure. And his signature was that he would always have a big dramatic splash of red.
Yes.
Because my mother has two other pictures. So.
And this is painted in the 20th century.
Yeah,
And he was born just before the turn of the century.
Do you know where he lived and worked?
Rockport, Massachusetts. And I think this kind of subject or similar subjects were the things which he reproduced in quite some number. Again, it's quite interesting just having been to look at the Carlsen, looking at the way it's painted. This is much more broadly painted, and it seems to be actually in much more secure condition as well. And the value for this, I think probably something in the region of, again, the same, some £6,000 to £10,000. Now we come to this painting, which is kind of looking right back. This is quite clearly 19th century in character. But it's by a family, Madrazo. This is by Raimundo, and there are a whole number of members of the family. And it's rather curious here because the signature here, it's not very clearly an R, but I think I've been able to decipher it correctly, that it in fact is Raimundo. Now, it's a splendid, quite showy painting, isn't it? And the girl, somewhat coquettish. It's not quite, it's a fantastically flashy style of painting, isn't it? The contrast here with this jacket, which I don't know whether it really was purple, but was probably purpley black of some kind. And I think the wonderful painting on the back of the neck, just pushed in the paint with the brush strokes. And then, of course, the contrast with the flesh tones and then the flowers in the hair. It's absolutely wonderful. And I think what is also so clever is the finish of the head is contrasted with this very, very flat, clear background. So it's almost silhouetted against the background. It's in its original frame, somewhat damaged here, but it's worth looking after these things because they are the devil to restore if they do start to disintegrate. And I would have thought probably that's worth £15,000 and possibly ought to be insured for 20.
And you have surprised me. You have surprised me.
Good, good.